And as we continue to look back at how it's impacting the economy in a way we haven't seen since 2008, you might be asking yourself, where is a key figure of the way that we got through that crisis? Of course, that being Jamie Dimon. I want to bring on our next guest who's been tracking that. Of course, he is dealing with some health issues right now, but Thornton McEnery, New York Post finance reporter and friend of the show, has been looking into why it might be a calming presence out there as Wall Street deals with all this. And Thornton, Jamie Dimon had heart surgery, so I guess he can't help out right now.
No, Jamie picked a really inopportune time to have emergency heart surgery. He's from all we're hearing, he's at home recuperating from a substantially important heart surgery. So yeah, he's resting. Is our understanding. He is zooming on some JPM stuff, and there's other people who've told us that he's reached out, he's made phone calls, he's staying aware. But yeah, he's not on CNBC, he's not in Washington, he's not doing the things that Jamie usually does, being out there calming markets, sort of telling Treasury Secretary what he thinks he should do, the Fed what they should do. He's sort of the guy. He's sort of this crux player between the street, DC, and the media, and it's really been hard to find a replacement for him. No one else has his experience. No one else has run the biggest bank in the country for 15 years. Without Jamie, it seems the vacuum is pretty hard to fill.
Thornton, it's Brian Chung here. So we've seen that Gordon Smith has kind of stepped up as the interim. He was the one that went down to Washington, D.C. when Trump convened all those big bank CEOs. But there's been a lot of kind of flip-flopping in the JP hierarchy with Jen Pepsack and Marianne Lake. I mean, as far as succession goes, should we start to think about who's going to be next? Who's kind of been playing the point person with Jamie in the hospital?
I mean, this has been what? Are we in year 7 of the game of who's going to replace Jamie? I mean, 80% of the people we've talked about are no longer there. Like Matt's names pop into my head. I mean, I think right now the theory was Lake or Pepsack. Now maybe in a battlefield promotion, we're back to the Dan Pinto, Gordon Brown thing. But I think there is a question of now succession. But I mean, Jamie had cancer a few years ago, and he came back more concerted than ever to stay in his role. Maybe this will be the same thing. I think the idea of who's going to take over, and it sounds like Gordon has been the face of JP Morgan now, sort of in Washington, while Pinto maybe even running things back home. Who knows? I mean, I think that's still a question, who the board will step in, because essentially the board has been very much responsive to Jamie's whims for years. But yeah, I think we're back now playing the parlor game of who will take over for Jamie.
And we'll have to see what happens there as things potentially get a little bit more volatile moving forward and whether or not he comes back, but hoping his recovery is going well for now. Thornton McEnery, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.